Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rishabh Gupta, and I will be the host of today's webinar on behalf of TNB Academy. Now it's time for me to introduce all of you to our guest speaker. For today's webinar, we are glad to have Mr. Ajay Bajpayee with us as the guest speaker. The topic with which he is here today with all of us is management principle and concepts. Our distinguished speaker, Mr. Ajay Bajpayee, has done his bachelor's in engineering in metallurgy. He is also a lead auditor in ISO 9001, 14001, 45001, 37001, 22000, 27001, 13485, 22301, and 50001 respectively. He has an industrial experience of around 15 plus years in field of implementation of management system standards and around 25 plus years in the field of auditing and training. He has been imparting training through the medium of webinars, seminars, live sessions, and online and offline mode to a number of organizations, entrepreneurs, and individuals on various topics related to ISO terminologies and how ISO standards are being implemented within the organization. It was just a brief introduction of our guest speaker today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Ajay Bajpayee. I may request Mr. Ajay Bajpayee now to please take over and start the webinar.
Good morning, and thank you very much to the team who has joined this seminar, which is on a very simple subject, but this is the subject on which the entire ISO management systems are based. When I say ISO management system, we know there are number of management system standards which are being run today in the industry, which starts from the base standard of 9001, then 14001, and the last standard which we do certification today is ISO 50001, which is the energy management system. So when the formulation of standard started, it has taken lot of inputs from various existing standards. One of them was very critical standard, that was military standard. Military standards were existing globally, and every organization has the, every country has the implementation of the standards by utilizing the military standards, because in army or in a situation of war, either you kill the enemy or enemy will kill you. So that means the standard has to be very clear. Standard has to be perfect. So with that thought, then further when the development was going on, it was also thought that yes, PDCA is there, plan, do, check and act. Once plan, do, check and act comes into the picture, then what happens? Again a thought was going on in development. There were existing many principles of management. Okay, management principles. So earlier there were some 5 principles, then 6 principles, then 8 principles. Then now with the latest situation, the standard has a clear say of the number of management principles, which are now merged into 7. So today we will be talking of 7 management principles. And these principles have been a base of development of the ISO management system standard. So that was the thought by which these systems have been developed. And so it is very much true that these standards should be known to all of us. Okay, it should be known to all of us means we should understand them. If we can understand them well, then we can implement them into our organization while implementing the management system. So we are doing what? We are looking at the organization who is implementing the management system. So once an organization is implementing the management system, they need to see that they can follow the ISO 9000 or other standards elements clauses from 1 to 10. Now these clauses 1 to 10, which are spelled out by the standard to implement into the organization, which is documenting, implementing, internal auditing done, management review meeting being done, then corrections, revisions, then certification body coming into picture, stage 1, stage 2 is done, and then surveillance and recertification and so on. So these principles are embedded and are into various clauses of the standard. So first of the management principle is customer focus. What is this customer? Customer can be the final customer is a internal customer is a external customer, all interested parties are our customers. And this customer focus is directly indicated into few clauses, that is clause 5, context of organization, clause 5, management responsibility, leadership, quality policy, quality objectives, clause 7, resources, where we are talking of marketing activity, orders are being taken, deliveries are being done, resources are there, and finally the situation where the continual improvement is coming into clause 10. So if we can put all of them together, then the customer focus is being seen from various clauses angle, and we go on writing the same into the documentation, into manual, procedure, SOP, work instruction, whatever we have. Then second principle is leadership. Leadership is by whom? By the top management, by the middle management, by the lowest part of the management. When this standard came into picture in year 2015, we started talking and discussing and deliberating that yes, each and everybody into the organization should become a leader. He should behave like a top management. Means its concept should be clear that I am working toward the successful implementation. I am working toward the successful profitability of the organization. Looking into very clearly with BCMS, Business Continuity Management System, unless everybody in the organization thinks that business must go on smoothly, we will have a problem. So this is what is the theme of leadership, and it is coming into clause 5 and clause 10 of the standard. Going to next principle, engagement of people. Engagement means what? Earlier this principle was called involvement of people, but then we have changed the language by the ISO this thing as a engagement of people. So what? How do we engage and involve the team? They are involved in documentation. They are involved in implementation. The people, the team is only doing the review and then feedback with the decision making. Who will take the decision at the lowest level? All the entire team of the organization, 100 to 100 people who are working. So their feedback and their decision making role should be taken into consideration. That is what is called the engagement of people. There also in this is applicable actually into all clauses. Every clause, each and every element can be run only by seeing that there are people who are in clause 6, clause 7, clause 8, clause 9, clause 10, even in clause 4, because that is where the internal situations are coming. We have got internal situations, we have got external situations. You know, when we talk of strategic directions of the company, what are the bottlenecks within the organization and outside the organization? They are all because of the people working into the organization as a whole, including interested parties, customer, statutory regulatory boards, trainers, our final customers. Everybody have people who are ultimately giving the implementation of the management system. Then comes the process approach. Fourth principle is process approach. It is very heavily dependent upon PDC, plan, do, check, and act Deming cycle. It is again very much related into the involvement of clause 7, 8, 9, where activities are being done and we are doing the monitoring of the processes. Today we are conducting this webinar. This is a process. So, selection of the theme, preparations of the PPTs, organizing the instruments, the internet, all this is a process. And what is the output? Output is that the team who is attending to it can learn. And the teams who will watch this webinar on our YouTube TNV Academy channels, they will get benefited. So that will be the output of this process. And if global community can learn out of these videos, which are being done very effectively today, I would say our videos, our seminars are being watched by the world leaders, the clients, the trainers, the auditors, the accreditation board teams, and they are telling us, yes, this is good, this is making a lot of impact. So this is how we look at it. So every process has got various sub processes. And what are these various sub processes? These sub processes are the one who are making our life running into the organization. When they run, we are sure that yes, this is done in a effective manner. What is this effective manner? We have seen the input, we have seen the output, so we know that yes, things are happening. And how this happening can be controlled? This happening can be controlled by writing them into clause 7, clause 8, clause 9. So this is what is the process approach. But it was also very important to understand that yes, we can understand what are the various implication of this clause. Next clause is what? Next clause is improvement. That is the principle. So this principle says improvement. And we always say that yes, ISO 9000 and other related standards are very clearly based upon the improvement philosophy. If there is no improvement, that means we are not doing the right things. So if we have to do the right things, we have to see that yes, it is happening with the theme of improvement being brought clearly into the organization. How we bring clearly into the organization? It is very simple to understand. that involvement of people we have understood in the last clause. So when we see the involvement of the team members, we know what needs to be done. What needs to be done will be very, very clear when we tell that yes, it is being developed by the involvement of the team members, and team members only can bring the improvement. So improvement has got other clauses also into it. Sub clauses will say what? Sub clauses will say very clearly that there are non-conformities. Whenever we are running a system, non-conformities are naturally there. Wherever any process is run, as we seen the process in last this thing, whenever the process is done, process will bring about what? Some okay products. If we are running any machine, it will give some good products. It will give some rejections. It will also give a very important outcome, rework, which is very, very dangerous to understand. If people can understand this dangerous element of life, they will know how to see that the improvements are further brought about. So our concept is very, very clear. If we can understand the non-conformity, if we can go to root cause analysis, and if we can take effective corrective actions, the next point, continual improvement, will come automatically. So our aim is to develop an organization who is running on its own. Any person is present or not present, he has a document, he has got a SOP, he is having a procedure to bring continual improvement. His thoughts are clear. He understands that improvements can be brought about into the management system if they are implemented with a thought of understanding risk and opportunities very clearly. So all these clauses are very much related with management principles, and they go hand to hand when we are implementing the management system requirements. Next clause is very, very important, most important clause I would say, because whether we are talking of manufacturing industries, whether we are talking of service industries, whether we are talking of running a PWD organization, whether we are talking a water running organization, whether we are running a state like UP or Uttarakhand or Karnataka, whether we are talking of elections being held in soon in MP, just held in Karnataka, just held in Himachal Pradesh and UTs of eastern state in India. See, the idea is if these political parties also do not take a decision based upon what? Evidence, facts. Everybody should understand where we are today. What is the rejection level? What is the management system level? What is the education level? What is the competence level of my team into the organization? What is the rejection level? What is the rework level? What is the customer complaint level? What is the feedback level? We are talking of a certification body. How many NCs were there? How many has been closed? Why the NCs were there at all? What was the evidence which we have submitted in last surveillance audit? So if we can take decision based upon evidences, we will be successful. And then what we do? We do data analysis. There are hundreds and thousands of ways of conducting data analysis. Let us learn data analysis, various techniques. Let us see the results of internal audit. Let us see the file of internal audit. What has happened in last 3 years when 6 internal audits were done? This is a big thick file which has got 125 reports. What is the trend? What are the evidences here? How we are taking decisions on this? Then we have conducted a management review meeting. Okay. The next and last principle is relationship management. If we cannot have a good relationship within the organization, no power, nothing. You can spend millions of crores of rupees into the organization, but if you are not able to establish good relation between the top management, between the middle management, employee-employer relationship is not good. We know organizations where people say this organization can be said what Gayar Ayaram Gayaram AR GR. Okay, people keep on coming and going. An organization does not grow. They think they are growing, but they are losing ultimately. Mentally, people are having mental problems. People are fighting within the organization. They are blaming each other because the relationship has not been able to establish by the top management. It is the responsibility of top management. We don't believe in the theory of British era when divide and rule was the successful this thing. Gone are days. Now it is the divide the problems into the teams, make them work together. Teamwork is the philosophy. अकेला चना भाड़ नहीं फोड़ता कोई भी हो और ये टॉप मैनेजमेंट ही होती है मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स who is responsible for breaking down of the organization. If somebody somewhere have said that the employees team was not good, so organization failed, they are 110% wrong. They're nothing more than 100%, but at this point I can say they are 110% wrong. Because the fact is, it is the top management who is responsible for either the success or the mediocre running or for the failure of the organization. Because they do not develop the relationship into the company. They do not respect suppliers. They think suppliers are, hey, they just supply us material, throw them some money on their face. They will supply more material. But what quality, what cost, what time period they take. They are service providers. So these are the seven main management principles which are very, very important to be understood. Now we will discuss how the planning can be done. This is general but important. You can just read through this. So the team needs to be trained on our policy and objective with respect to the what? Involvement of management principles. Okay. Their language should be auditable and questionable. We should try to see the integrity of every aspect of business along with the employees. And we should come out of the unpredictable threats. We should do a good planning. These seven management principles and their philosophies should be drafted into the documentation of the company and they should be approved with respect to the standards. We have seen many certification bodies, auditors, checklists. They are going for the audit of an educational institute. Will the checklist developed for a calibration lab will work there? No, not at all. They are big fools. But we see them doing this. We have experience of doing this. A manufacturing checklist being used into hospital. My God, I got a shock of my life that time. But anyway, since the electricity is flowing, shocks will be there. If electricity will not be there, shocks will not be there. So it's a natural process. Provide training to the entire team and make all these things available to the team by way of software, hardware, communication within the organization and interested parties. Then action plan. I have written business plan because our survival will be there when business is run. When business is being run successfully, there are organizations who have taken loans and loans. Then they have left the country, run away. They are being caught, they are being arrested, criminal cases are being done. That is not a business. That is no business plan. Individually, they would have become successful at one point of time, but after that, it all went into drains. Then monitoring of the process, 7 principles, put all them into various processes and see, then do the analysis of the plan, then develop the chart of implementation with support of management principles. Then implementation is being done. Means now we have got a document, we have got a manual, we have got a corporate manual, we have got a IMS manual, which has been implemented with the support of 7 management principles, and now it is being run. System is being run, policy is being run, objective plans are being run, and now comes a situation where we need to conduct the accurate and precise calculations of what we have documented with the help of 7 management principles. Are they giving results? Are we calculating it on weekly, daily, monthly, 6 monthly, annual way, whatever is our plan of calculation with respect to a smart policy, smart principle, smart objective, smart and trained employee? And then again I say review the facts and figures with involvement of all. Involve all to see that we can move forward positively. The last slide is on analysis and future actions. Involve the small groups, cross-functional team, small employee of the company. Monitor the implementation of data. Conduct a effective internal audit of implementation by a team of trained auditors who understand 7 management principles, and accordingly they can develop a checklist so that they are able to check these 7 management principles into the clauses 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How these 7 management principles are logically amalgamated, mixed, harmonized with the 7 clauses of the standard, looking into the manufacturing process or the service industry of the activities of the organizations. And then good results are coming out of the internal audit, and we go for effective review of management review meeting. Before this management review meeting, I assume that the organization team has trained their managers on to the importance, understanding, implementation, implications, positive and negatives of the 7 management principles, along with 7 clauses of the standard. Then review meeting takes place, minutes are being developed, circulated, tracked, and they are implemented and monitored for further actions and future improvements. So improvement is logically coming automatically. Once we do this, we go for training and certification with TNV system or TNV certification private. So this is what I thought I will discuss as 7 management principles. If you have any questions, you are most welcome. ऋषभ, सूर्यकांत, अनिल, कोई सवाल है तो पूछिए. नो
No question,
क्वेश्चंस.
sir.
ओके, तो ऋषभ क्लोजिंग कर लो इसकी.
So I guess the team do not have any questions as of now. So I would request the team that in case they have any sort of questions regarding the topic which was discussed by Mr. Ajay Bajpayee today, they can put their questions in the comment section of this particular video, which will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So thank you, Bajpayee sir. I do not find words in expressing that how fruitful this season was for all of us. I personally have been helped a lot in gaining knowledge about today's topic. I can also say with much confidence that our participants must have enjoyed the context of today's webinar and it will add value to their expertise and domain of work. I thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of TNB Academy for giving your valuable time and accepting our invitation to be the guest speaker for today. I also thank all the participants for taking out time from their busy schedule and joining us in the webinar today. I hope to see you all again soon. I wish you all the best of luck on behalf of TNV Academy for your future endeavors. Thank you once again.